Hello all, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. I haven't had much to report. Life has been lifing, but I wanted to provide an update in case you're interested. I am on my way home from my second service. Apparently I thought I needed a lot of Jesus today, so I went to two services. I do two different churches. I have a home church that I've been part of since 2009, but for some reason I feel like maybe I need to branch out or try something new in this season that I'm in. Of course I could be wrong, but I'm just trying it on for sorts. I have a few minutes before I get to the house, so I figured I'd just, tap in and let you guys know what's going on. I have gone from fired, termed, to 3 months stint without a job, to employed for a year, to taking another job offer with more money, to being termed from that job, to having a second job for the last 6 months to supplement my income, to now that being my only income. Still on the verge of divorce, still struggling financially, and still having a hard time believing. My faith is almost non-existent, and a lot of it's because of no movement. And I understand that people say that, the teacher is always quiet during the test. But it's like, did this teacher show up for work today? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm unsure. I'm in a makeshift situation, and I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. I've tried everything I can to stay in this marriage, but I don't think that this marriage is for us. I think that both of us would be better off happier apart. We're better off being cordial friends that move in opposite directions. We want different things out of life, and it's really that simple. It's not even, hard feelings, malice, hate, or anything like that. I wish him the absolute best. I hope he finds love and happiness. But I think that us together, it's a train wreck, because I am ambitious and goal-oriented and will work 2 and 3 jobs and want to travel one day and have retirement and do things, and he doesn't. He is okay with a bi-weekly check, coming home to his game system, and going to church on Sundays, and that's it. He doesn't have the same ambitions and goals as I do. He doesn't care about the same things that I care about. We don't have the same values. And all of these things were red flags before I married him. I realized it, which is why I don't blame him. I 100% blame myself for thinking I could marry potential. And I think part of him married potential, if we're being honest, because I think he thought eventually I would just cave and I would just settle into a mediocre life. And quite honestly, that's never been me. I was never going to be okay with settling with being mediocre. I was always going to be okay with, wanting to get to the next level, wanting to have financial freedom. So if a job loss did come unexpectedly, I'm not even blinking. I'm not even worried about it. And the kind of life he wants to live versus the life, that I want to live, it's so different that one of us is going to be unhappy. He's not willing to work the second and third job and try to accumulate multiple streams of income. I am. Given the opportunity, I would. And so I'm constantly looking for, some kind of a side hustle, second job, or even now a full-time job, and it's daily, because I want a better quality of life. I want more freedom. I want to get to the point where my income earns itself while I'm sleeping, and that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency, and that's just not who he is. And ultimately, I can't hold it against him, because he showed me all of this before we got married, and I married him anyway. So it's one of those things where it's just like a very expensive lesson. A lot has transpired in the last couple of weeks where I just kind of realized we should have stayed friends. We can share our attributes, our dreams and goals about life, but overall, me and him just don't have the same goals. And that's just what it is. That's the bottom line. And I see it even in this season of me having to now work only 2 days a week, because virtually every job I've applied for has not called me back. I've interviewed second and third times, only to not be, called back or ghosted. I had one job for 30 days. And after 30 days, they told me it was a 90-day trial, but after 30 days decided they were going to go another direction. Completely blindsided me in the middle of the week. Just told me, hey, it's not going to work out. We'll pay you for the rest of the week, but bye. And it just was really hard on me because now I have even more trust issues than I had before. So not only is my faith wavering, but my faith in people is not there. And so going to church and just trying to be, embracing the word and trying to be cordial to God's people is like, it's a task in itself because I'm untrusting. And so I'm just in a season right now where I don't know what to do. I'm bored. I'm agitated. I'm angry. I'm 100% wanting to be a loner, but then on some days wanting to be in the company of good people. So it's a tough spot to be in. But I am actively looking for a job every day. I'm applying for jobs as soon as they come up, taking the assessments. I've lost count of how many assessments I've had to do on my skill set and personality. At this point, I should write a book, but ultimately, I've just decided I'm going to keep going. I'm just going to keep going and hopefully keep my spirits up. And on the days where I'm not feeling so worn out, I pray. And I trust God to, bring me through this season. Right now, it's just not a lot of trust because I feel like I've missed the boat, that it sailed away and that all my options to be better, do better, know better, have better have left me. I just celebrated a birthday on May 25th and I just kind of sat there poolside and said, I'm 43 years old. I have no retirement. I have no savings. I'm in a dead marriage. I feel lost. I feel left. And I don't know what to do with myself. I have about 25 years until retirement and nothing to show for it. And I'm being this transparent because I hope that someone can relate. I hope somebody can hear what I'm saying and say, I'm in the same boat and this is how I got out of it. So comment down below if you have gone through, the trenches of life and you've come out of it clean. If you're a little bit older than me, that's helpful, but you might be younger and have gone through it and kind of are on the other side. I'm having a hard time even picturing myself on the other side at this point. I deal with depression like every day now because I did expect to be somewhere different in my life at 43 years old. I did expect to have more. I did expect to be more. And ultimately, it's been a humbling process that I didn't sign up for. So I will try to stay more consistent with these videos. I'm not going to keep saying what day and how often because I feel like that's a setup for a letdown, and I don't want to let anyone else down. I've already struggled with being let down this year and disappointed by people and having to leave situations and friendships that I never thought I would leave. But when people show you who they are, believe them. And that's what I've chosen to do. So I will have another update soon. Hopefully I'll have an update on a job situation sooner rather than later. And as soon as I do, I will pop back in. I'm still trying to figure out the direction of this channel, but I still want to engage with people who are genuine and can provide positive feedback. So enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to try, and I'll talk with you soon.